Hi everybody, welcome back to Magic Orthodoxy. My name is David and this is a deck review. Today we're going to look at the Series 1800 deck produced by Ellusionist.com. The 1800 deck is kind of like a standard deck. You can get this deck in red or blue, but the key difference with this deck is it has a vintage and a really worn feel to it. What the designers at Ellusionist did was they just went over the entire deck and just kind of reimagined every card, trying to make it look like something that was worn, cracked in the sun, faded, and just kind of like aged and left for years in disregard. So the tuck box is going to be a standard red or blue tuck box, depending on what you buy, and it's just going to have all these worn cracks and yellowing and just aged throughout the entire thing. Even the seal on the top of the tuck box has been worn and aged. I've heard some of these tuck boxes do have a card reveal in the UPC. Mine does not, so I don't know what that means, if mine's older or younger than those decks, but that's out there. The back design is just your standard rider back 808 deck. The interesting thing about this, though, is because of the cracks, the designers at Ellusionist did end up making this back a one-way back design. So it is possible to put this deck into a one-way back. The faces are going to be standard completely. There's nothing original or unique about these other than the fact that they all look worn and yellowed and aged. You're not going to get any gaffs with this deck. There's no double backers or anything like that. Your Ace of Spades is going to look like a standard Ace of Spades, and you're going to get two full-size jokers, just like you would in any bicycle deck. If you do like this deck, or maybe if you own this deck, and you kind of like this vintage aged look, there are some other decks that have this same feel, and I wouldn't call them copycats, but they do bear a striking resemblance to this deck. Magic Makers has a deck called the Distressed deck. It looks more like it's been folded and creased, and I don't believe it has the same yellowing and aged look to it. It just looks cracked and bent. Bicycle also makes a distressed expert back that's very similar to their 125th anniversary deck, and they also make another deck called the Dirty and Faded deck. And so those are just a couple of others, kind of like in the same vein as this, if you are interested. I like this deck a lot. I just like the vintage feel to it. I really appreciate all the work that the designers at Ellusionist.com did. Ellusionist always puts out a really quality product, and so I would say that if you can get a chance to pick this deck up, certainly run out and get one. You can use these cards for a lot of things, especially to use in a regular deck. You know, all kinds of different tricks where you could make your deck go back in time, or you could age the card right in front of your spectator, you know, with just with an Erdnase or something. I think that'd be fun. It handles just like a regular deck of 808 bikes would handle. It has an air cushion finish and standard bicycle stock. As always, subscribe to my YouTube channel. You want to like me on Facebook and follow me on Twitter, just so you can stay updated with everything that's coming out. Thanks.